Robin Perlman, a principal with Core Strategies for Nonprofits, and I've had the tremendous experience of being in Colombia for the past 5 days for FAVACA. It has been so enlightening to me to have the opportunity to not only meet the urban citizens of Colombia, but as importantly, and perhaps for myself personally, more importantly, to sit side by side with populations representative of communities so far away from my lifestyle and where I live, and to have an ability to have a conversation, in particular with 3 women who come from the Pacific Coast, who are part of the indigenous populations, to have an understanding of their challenges and their opportunities from their perception, and for them to have a chance to sit with myself and my partners from the United States as friends, not as tourists, business people, or people from very distant communities where they would never have the chance or opportunity to dialogue with, I know is extraordinary for them. I believe that this is probably one of the greatest things that FAVACA does, not only for populations that are very far removed from our ordinary life in the United States, but for volunteers as well. So we have the opportunity to sit face to face with populations we ordinarily would never have the opportunity to integrate with.
After the program, our organization improved our Facebook page, and also we review all the days about grants, about new projects, proposals that we can write. For example, we had a meeting every 15 days and say, well, what did you find in the web? What program what can apply? For example, now after, I don't know, every 8 days we said we are going to public in the Facebook page. For example, new links, English programs, a new web page when you can practice English for Colombian students, or about feminists, new topics.
But the benefit is that Florida has such a connection internationally to many, many different countries, and being able to kind of keep that global perspective and helping our local community leaders see the more broad picture as opposed to having a very myopic view of their own cities or counties. The other benefit is in economic development, which is a huge issue right now in Florida, as everywhere in the United States and probably around the world, because the economies are not as flourishing as they used to be. The opportunity to come and learn about what other organizations do, what other governments do, the way that they operate, and to go back and see how we can improve our own processes, but also share what we have learned along the way with the countries that are still up and coming.
When we participate in those kind of programs, we change our mind. Yes. Before those kind of programs, we had a vision. Yes. But after that, when we see other people helping, doing everything, improve the life of the other people, we want to do the same. For example, when I was in Miami, in South Florida, urban minister, I could see how people help to improve the quality of life on other people. So we say, oh, we can do the same in Colombia. And we can do the same with our people, with Afro-Colombian people that really, really need.
In Washington, D.C., I met people from hundreds of different countries. I was amazed the similar were shared. Women empowerment is global issues. I was able to learn about the international best practice, new idea, and share contact information.
A truly amazing opportunity. the conditions that women face, even though Colombia is considered a middle-income country, are still very much like the conditions that women face in underdeveloped countries or developing countries. And as I said before, there's some commonalities in what women are facing even in the supposedly wealthy countries. There's still gender inequity, there's still pay inequity, there's still limited access to resources. So being able to come down and share what I've learned in my travels and my work here and hopefully make a difference has been a very powerful experience. I hope the benefit to the women that I have talked to and to the men as well, those involved in women's empowerment, is that they have a broader perspective of what's going on around the world, and that they do have the capacity to make the change themselves, and they just have to open the door to the conversation, and they have to educate the women that they have these rights.
We want to do like an organization where a lot of Afro-Colombian students can study English.
With this experience, I have a lot of skills to care back and make up a good work in my community of Providence and also in the National Natural Park Old Providence Group. I thank FAVACA a lot, same as the State Department of Florida, for this big opportunity that they give me. Thank you.
That they had taken a lot of the experiences that they had learned and some of the consultancies that they had had initially in the program and had been working very strategically to make those things happen. So they have an organization plan, they have a strategic plan, they have a marketing plan, they have a vision, all of these things that are necessary to keep the organization going and to give it its own unique identity. They also have reached out to many different community groups, from agricultural groups to women's groups to professional groups to local politicians, to try to keep the change going and to keep the conversation going.
Thank you, FAVACA and the State Department, for making women's empowerment programs a priority.
After FAVACA, our organization really works in fundraising. Yeah. Before the program, we didn't think about it, but when we came from Miami, I talked about this topic with my organization, and they say, "Oh yeah, that is really cool," and we had to do it. Yeah, we had to make contacts, we had to publish pictures, videos, call people, and sell our idea. Our idea is good. We want to help people, and we can.
I made new friends and contacts that have inspired me to looking for better opportunities.
Issues that we think exist, such as domestic violence and gender inequity and employment issues, those are also things that are faced in the United States, and I think we can definitely benefit from having a collaborative conversation about how to end those things. I also think it's in Florida's economic interest to have stable countries, partners that it can conduct trade with and share knowledge with, and to enhance the power of women, to get them into the educational system, to get them into professional jobs, not just administrative jobs, or to help them balance family and work life, and to keep them safe is extremely important.
I think it's important to include minority Afro-Colombian and indigenous population in the change program. Without this experience, I might not have ever traveled to the United States. It opened my eyes to opportunity, ideas, I think to share with my community.